Hello everybody, this is Jasmuheen tuning in with you at the Pranic Festival in Italy. I'm sorry that I cannot be with you live today, but we are experiencing a lot of weather pattern disruptions here and a lot of building and construction around where I am living on the outskirts of a village, and my internet has just been too unstable. But welcome, we have prepared a little bit of guidance and insights and suggestions regarding source feeding and some of the practical steps you can take. I know you have so many questions, and question and answer time is usually great fun for all of us, but I know you can, in your meditations, going into your heart, just asking this infinite benevolence and loving intelligence to bring you the answers that you need to any questions that arise in your investigation of source feeding, what some people call being the Breatharian, but I like the word feeding in the title. So we hope you enjoy what I've pre-recorded for you now. Welcome everybody, this is Jasmuheen, wanting to add some deeper insights on the preparation journey for source feeding. We have shared so often about people's predescension blueprint in a very particular holographic model of reality that I choose to dwell in. This is a model of reality that many others have not yet chosen to explore, preferring instead to focus on other parts of their journey, this life. In those sharings, we have talked about the people, the type of people that are attracted to source feeding, being so unique and coming from such an interesting variation of walks of life and fields of research and study and heart calling. Sometimes it seems as if it's a paradox. Some people will say, like I do, if it is in your blueprint, if this is something that you've agreed to demonstrate this life, demonstrating perhaps being run by a third source of energy than what is already known, for example. We have this feeding from the outside in, the digestive processes involve the extraction of vitamins, minerals, and everything that the body needs from physical food. And there's a wide variety of dietary recommendations for health and to use food as medicine. So much to understand there. Something we recommend in the preparation for source feeding is to explore and master a vegan diet. Why? Simply because people who are looking at, they feel the call towards source feeding because it is part of a predescension blueprint or for whatever reason. You have to see that you are coming from a wide variety of flavor. So much flavor where you've just eaten whatever feels right. Generally, many of you having a very healthy, non-processed food diet. Sometimes indulging in other yummy things like dark chocolate or whatever calls you. It's an interesting exploration of a huge, huge variety of flavor. Now remember, you're going to go from this huge variety of flavor to virtually nothing. Perhaps your only flavor when you go deep into source feeding is to taste Amrita. Amrita is this energy, this flavor, this substance that's like the best chocolate you could ever imagine, cosmic chocolate, that is produced by the pituitary gland. For those of you who've perhaps used some of the ancient Vedic yogi techniques where you can stimulate the pituitary gland to produce more Amrita, and then when you've tasted it, you've just gone, oh, yum, nectar of the gods. So Prahlad, who didn't eat or drink for over 8 decades, he discovered the flow of Amrita, which he said came from that little hole when you put your tongue up to the roof of the mouth, about a centimeter behind your front teeth. You might find a little ridge there. Well, Prahlad shared that with his experiences of meeting 3 beautiful goddess-type beings who touched him on the lips and activated this divine Amrita flow when he was a child, telling him he'd never need to eat or drink again, and he didn't. That Amrita, the fountain of youth according to the yogis, that is there for all of us to savor the flavor of free. So if you're looking at a gradual, organic, safe, slow moving into source feeding, then you have to go through the elimination of flavor. You also want to heal your body, and some sources say that up to 95% of Western diseases, from heart disease, obesity, and so much more, can be eradicated with a vegan diet. So we recommend that at some point you Google, go online, go on YouTube, and find the experts in the vegan diet. Now, we're not talking about the processed foods that are made to taste like meat products. We're talking about non-processed fruits and vegetables, keeping your diet alkaline, and slowly over time eating less and less. Now, this brings you to the next stage that we recommend in preparation for source feeding, and that is the mastery of fasting. When I was 16, I did my first water fast for 11 days and 11 nights. I'd already chosen to be a vegetarian for a number of years before that. And I didn't know that when you have consumed meat, for example, research has shown that that meat sometimes can get caught in that very, very complicated miles of digestional tracts up high, where it can putrefy for up to 20 years. I was shocked when I heard that, and when offered the chance to fast with a well-trained naturopath on a fasting farm, I took it. For me, it was glorious. I'd was finishing school. I had days in the sun, just sitting there soaking up all that beautiful energy coming in from the intergalactic portals through the sun to earth. I had chance in the early days to do a little bit of yoga, so sunshine, solar gazing, without knowing that's what I was doing. was an important part of my journey, and just allowing the intake of water to just flush through my body and eliminate all these different levels of toxicity that I had gathered. Before my 11-day fast, yes, like everybody else, I was using underarm deodorant. After my fast, never had the need again. Before my fast, sometimes I'd put my tongue out in the morning and it would be covered by a little white coating. After my fast, my tongue in the morning was so pink and delicious. After that fast for me, I went into mainly a raw and almost vegan diet. So I sustained this living away in a way where I wasn't retoxifying my system again. I wasn't taking processed foods. I'd become very, very clean and green and light in my diet. And that made such a difference. As I said, underarm, sweet. Now, this is a wonderful way to check with your physical body toxicity is have a great workout, build up a sweat from a long walk or a run or a dance or whatever you love. And when you've built up a sweat, take a, how does that smell? When our body is, as we've said, clean, pink tongue, toxic free, your underarm should have your unique odor that might be slightly sweet, maybe no smell much at all. And of course, then we can look at the urine. Are we drinking enough water? Are we not? How toxic is the urine? We know when it's super, super yellow, the body's not as healthy as it could be. So a next thing that we really invite people to look at is all the work of people involved in the research into 1, dry fasting, 2, intermittent fasting and autophagy. These bits of research weren't around when I was young. This was in the 1970s, and this beautiful naturopath with whom I did my first fast was denigrated by many people, but also loved by many, many more who had experienced the benefits of all that this great one had to offer. Don't want to name names in the intermittent fasting or the vegan diet expert field, but if you do go on YouTube, you will find many different people represented there. Why is this research important? Number 2, vegan diet can clean up so much that's out of balance in your physical body system. Intermittent fasting and going into that phase of autophagy offers so much more. And this goes back to the paradox we were saying. To some people, yes, I know that if it is in your predescension blueprint as a unique being to physically demonstrate being source-fed this life, or to physically or to totally demonstrate being a hunger-free human being, then I know that all that you need, all the information, everything you need, the guidance, the vision, the call will come from within you and magnetize to you everything you need according to the uniqueness of who you are. But can you help? Yes, you can trust, let go, just enjoy each moment, enjoy the love. It's just my little cat wanting love. Yes, you can enjoy and be organic and be natural and follow the different protocols or experiment with the different protocols everyone's offering. We have on my YouTube channel different playlists of so many free videos of so much information on this, but we also have the Alchemy of Source Feeding online course where we talk about a slow, natural, organic, safe, sustainable process. But you need to find your way because you are unique. But can you, going with the flow, trusting that you can relax into this in a very organic way, being well informed, can you also begin to play with a little bit of discipline as well? Add the relaxation with some smart choices based in love. And this seems like a paradox. If you love your body, really love your body as a vehicle that houses something so magnificent within you that the yogis of the East are always talking about. If you really love your vehicle, wouldn't you give it the best fuel you could? Wouldn't you research the benefits of different diets? Wouldn't you experiment and play to see what feels good with you? For me, I began this experimentation very young, saying to my mom, hey, I'm going to take control of my diet, and if I get sick, you can interfere. If I don't get sick, then leave me alone. And so I found at a very young age, I was mainly raw food, eating a lot of salads and fruits and natural foods and very little. Not only did I experiment with quality, I also experimented with quantity. And I found myself naturally for years living more of the intermittent fasting lifestyle where I ate only till I never felt hungry, took away that edge, ate small amounts, and generally ate within a 7-hour or 8-hour window of opportunity. What I found for me was mental clarity. I was able to focus at school and at sports and in my life generally in a much different level of awareness. Adding to that, at 16, 17, meditation allowed me then to focus on another part of myself that I experienced as the purest, wisest, most loving, pulsational field of benevolence that I felt and can see looking back now that I'm moving towards 70, no longer 17. I can see that over that journey, this loving, wise benevolence that vibrates through the 99.9% of the space in an atom, in my atoms, always delivers what I need. It's a vibration around us all. It's a vibration flowing within us all. And I can look back and think, I have been so well taken care of. And you can do that too. You have a look at your life and you can see, looking back, how you've always received everything you've needed. Not always what you've wanted, but always what you've needed. So there's a trust in that. If that's always happened in the past, why couldn't it happen in the future? So can you go into this paradox that when you listen to all the people in the world sharing of their breatharian or pranic nourishment or source feeding experiences seem to offer. Can you let go, drop, relax into it? Yes. But can you also make wise choices regarding how to use your time to love yourself, love your body, to feed it the best fuel it wants, not what your conditioned Western mind may think, or not what your emotional body may go yum to, but what your body really wants. And that means quality, unprocessed foods as much as possible. Go into that full exploration of a vegan diet. Now, the exploring and the mastery of the 17-7 intermittent fasting, not 16-8, but 17-7 and vegan diet, that may take you years to master. If you are meant to be source fed, sooner than that, you'll get a little kick, you'll get a little push. That will happen because this inner beingness knows it's your path, and it will make sure you get on it with the right time and pattern of energy. But we know that the information of autophagy is so important, to have that 7-hour window where you take vegan, non-processed as much as possible, light, small amounts, but only within that 7-hour program. Then your body does go into this first phase of fasting, autophagy, where it starts to sweep through, bringing you into prime operation, so you can go get food. It's an ancient system, and it will get rid of all these rogue cells and cells that are not performing to their optimum. And again, there's so much great research about what autophagy can do and deliver into your body, so you do get stronger, you do get healthier. And then when you've mastered that, you can look at this next system. So we were talking about 3 systems. We were talking about outside-in feeding of physical food. Then we want to talk about ketogenesis. All this information is there. Ketogenesis is another secondary system that your body can kick into for survival. And the ketones is something your brain loves. It loves glucose, it loves ketones. But more than that, when you take physical food, normally, depending what you take, you're increasing insulin sometimes and blood sugars. But the ketogenic state allows the blood sugars to fall, a new system to come in that really cleanses the whole body, creates new stem cells, is so beneficial for your body's healing and health and reset. So we cannot stress enough, learn more about System 1, good vegan diet, mainly raw, no processed food, minimum processed food. Feel the benefits on your whole system of that, your emotions, your mental clarity, the physical system operation. Then have a look at the window in which you take that diet and the benefits of kicking in ketogenesis, the second system. And then in that context, you can look at source feeding. Source feeding, you could call then system 3, but it's 3. But system 3 is free energy. System 3 is working with this beautiful source energy that is washing through our bodies all the time. So we eat all the time. We eat more than most people, but just in a different way. This is energy connected with our invisible systems, you could say, our light body, our chakra systems, our meridians, the way chi flows. But we're not working with solar chi. We're not working with Mother Nature chi. We're not working with external chi. We're working with internal chi from essence, the very source that keeps creation alive. So this is Jasmuheen sharing a little video saying, where do you begin? We would recommend that you do find out, is it in your predescension blueprint? If it is, then yes, it'll happen in the right way in time, but honor your intellect. We have over 3 decades of research now that is available to everybody. So 2 things to look at to begin. Many people offer different systems, from liquidizing everything and so much more, and you need to just follow your heart, follow your discernment, investigate, honor what feels right. Some systems may feel to be more aligned to you, your natural being, others less so, but this is your journey. Can you make it a sensible one? A safe one, a joyous one, one that is natural and safe and organic? Of course, if you follow the different protocol that we have been sharing for so long. We invite you, of course, to enjoy all that is in our Alchemy of Source Feeding online course too. Namaste.